Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and it's time for your weekend outlook. Now, normally I give you the outlook on Thursday, but I needed another 24 hours to get a handle on a couple of tropical systems that's going to affect especially the southwestern U.S. and the southeastern U.S. this weekend, but I think it's also going to play a part in the entire weather picture for the country as we work our way into the upcoming week. I'll get to that in just a moment, but for Saturday, it's going to be hot. It's already hot down in Texas, Oklahoma, and in this area, but you can see the heat building all the way up towards the north, and eventually it's going to work its way towards the east. Now, as far as Sunday is concerned, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Notice the heat wave starting to work its way towards the east, with the exception of the northeast, where you've been cool all summer, and that's the way it's still going to be for the next couple of days. But notice off towards the west, you can see some very cool temperatures out in the Rockies. That's because of Hurricane Hilary. Hurricane Hilary will be playing a major role in the southwest and I think eventually across the country. Now, as far as precipitation is concerned, you can see a little bit there in the southwest. Most of the country, especially in this area, will be dry and of course certainly warming up. But we have another disturbance that's going to be working its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this is on Saturday. Look what happens here on Sunday. This area of disturbed weather works its way into the Gulf of Mexico. I think it's going to work its way more towards the west and then eventually towards the northwest, towards Texas. Will give you some much needed rain. I'm not sure if this system's going to have enough time to really develop into something major, but the water's warm down there, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this area as we work our way into Sunday and Monday of the next week. But look at what happens here with Hurricane Hilary. It will be downgraded quickly, but a lot of moisture will be working its way into Southern California and up into the Four Corners region, especially in the central Rockies. There will be flood watches up as we work our way on into Sunday, Saturday night and Sunday in this area. But I think this moisture is going to work its way north and then eventually towards the east. And that combined with this system here could knock down the temperatures somewhat. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it as these two systems continue to work its way in with a lot of tropical moisture. Now, speaking of the tropics itself, further off towards the east, we have a couple of systems out there trying to get their act together. I don't think we're going to see anything major this week, but this system could be developing and it will be working its way towards the west. You're going to have to keep an eye on it. Right now, the models are pushing it off the east coast of Florida, and I think it may head up towards the north, but I may be back next week with a tropical update, mainly because of what that system is potentially going to do. Now, as far as the 6 to 10 day outlook for next week, this is the National Weather Service forecast. Precipitation-wise, below normal for a good portion of the eastern half of the country, but I think this may change, again, based on that tropical system working its way into the Gulf of Mexico, well above normal off to the west, again, thanks to Hurricane Hilary. Temperatures, exactly what you would expect. Very hot here, much below normal, once again, because of all that moisture with Hurricane Hilary. But this system here could affect the temperatures. If we can get enough moisture, enough clouds into the Texas area and then work its way up into the Central Plains, that should suppress some of the heat that's currently going on out there. I'll be back on Sunday with the weekly planner. Until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.